This is going to be short and sweet, but I really felt this morning very strongly after seeing some of Robbie Dawkins' posts and some others that I've been following just in regards to what's going on in Afghanistan. You know, it's a difficult thing to speak into what has become normal in the church, but we must speak to what has become normal into what Jesus spoke. And one of the things that he spoke is he's in John 13:17. He says, "Blessed are you if you do my works," not just pray about them, not just think about them, and that we are called to actually be believers. If there's one thing I'm very aware of the fact is that the church has for generations and in larger circles on and on and on, people have prayed. Right now, there are places around the world that are in extreme crisis, including our own nation, and people are praying, and they're like, we're praying. But there's more to do than pray. That in fact, prayer is yes, it's for the intervention of God, but prayer is to change our own hearts. It's to change us so that we become actually the vessels that God wants to release. That it's pretty hard to pray in the Spirit if you're not with the Spirit. And when you're with the Spirit actually indicates things that He wants to do. The Spirit moves on the earth. The Spirit carries the dancing hand of God, if you will, in a congregation, and it's intended to not simply speak, but actually act, that there are things that we've been called to do. And so my encouragement in this hour with what's going on in Afghanistan, particularly right now today, and we know that there are many that are facing execution this day, hundreds and thousands who are facing that today. I encourage you to please pray for our brethren. But I also encourage you that if there's something we can do, that we should do it. I posted a link earlier to send. They need food. Believers are not allowed to shop right now in some of the places I know because they're Christians, and others are actually experiencing far worse than that. So I want to encourage you just to be a part of what God wants to do in this hour, And it's not simply just even that. There are things in our own nation that we're called to act from, that we are called to actually be believers. It's different than just simply going and attending a church. Attending a church does not make you a believer. I remember Keith Green saying that many years ago. He said going to church doesn't make you a Christian more than going to McDonald's makes you a hamburger. And that is the truth. The truth is that it doesn't matter if you go to church and go to meetings. It's not what happens in those meetings. It's what happens outside of those meetings. Who you are, your testimony, your life outside in the world. And I want to encourage you today just to be a believer today. Don't pray about being a believer. Don't pray. Do something. Absolutely do something. If you can give to what is your brothers and sisters. I was reading in the book of Acts, in Acts chapter 11, if you want to read about it, the church in Jerusalem, Judea, was enduring a famine, and God actually used Barnabas and Paul to take funds there. This weekend, Robbie Dawkins is going to the Middle East. He didn't say where, but there obviously are ways that he can get some things in that most of us can't. So I encourage you to be a part of those things that God is doing. And pray, absolutely pray. We must pray. We must pray that the believer's faith will not fail them. But we must also pray that God will initiate us, ignite us, set us on fire for this move of God that He wants to do. I've heard every side of the argument regarding what revival awakening is. The truth is the matter, it always involves individuals. It involves people. There are people who have to open their mouths. There are people that have to speak. Whether it was a John Wesley or George Whitefield or Jonathan Edwards or Charles Finney, or William and Catherine Booth. Somebody has to do something that changes the atmosphere. And my encouragement is that today you will be that one that changes the atmosphere wherever you are. Bless you. You have an awesome day.